Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a literal game changer in how we access information, build our skills, and just generally grow as people. It's wild to think about, but right now, you probably have more access to high-level education sitting right in your pocket than ancient scholars had in the entire Library of Alexandria. We're talking about the internet, but not just as a place to scroll through memes or kill time. We're looking at how it's fundamentally transformed into this boundless global learning space. The way we even think about education has completely shifted, and wrapping your head around this is honestly the key to unlocking your own potential. Our anchor for today's tour of this digital campus is simple, but it hits hard. The internet has evolved into a universal classroom. Just let the weight of that sink in for a second. It's no longer just some static database where you look up a quick piece of trivia. It's this active, structured, and incredibly diverse environment built for deep, meaningful learning. And we're going to explore exactly what makes up this modern, worldwide classroom. For generations, education was super heavily gated. It was defined by these incredibly frustrating traditional obstacles. We're talking steep financial barriers like astronomical tuition costs, and these totally rigid schedules that demanded you sit in a specific physical seat at a specific time. Well, the universal classroom absolutely shatters those barriers. This new digital reality is defined by one core principle. It is accessible to anyone with a connection. We're finally moving away from archaic roadblocks and stepping into a world of empowering, continuous access. So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at the universal classroom, then move into mastering the foundations. After that, we'll check out elite university curricula, dive into practical technical skills, and wrap it all up with choosing your path. All right, part one, the universal classroom. Our source text outlines this really comprehensive guide to top-tier educational platforms. And the first thing that jumps out is just the sheer variety of what you can study. We aren't just talking about a quick 10-minute tutorial on how to fix your sink. We're talking about incredibly high-quality instruction across diverse, rigorous fields of study. Whether you want to get into the complex logic of computer science, the abstract architecture of mathematics, or even break down the structures of human language through linguistics, the instruction is there and it's world-class. It's actually kind of mind-blowing that studying linguistics online is now just as robust as learning to code. You get access to massive data sets of language models, audio phonetics, and expert grammatical breakdowns that honestly used to require a specialized university lab. And the best part? This modern classroom isn't just passive reading or sitting through long, boring lectures. The educational tools we have at our fingertips now are totally revolutionary. Take interactive coding environments, for example. Instead of just reading a static textbook about a programming language, you can literally write, test, and debug your code right in your browser. You get instant feedback the absolute second you make an error. On the flip side of that, you've got these vast digital libraries containing basically the entirety of classic literature. We aren't just talking about a couple dozen PDFs here. We're talking about millions of digitized manuscripts and global archives that you can search in milliseconds. These tools are designed for dynamic, hands-on engagement, no matter what subject you're tackling. Moving right along to part two, mastering the foundations. When it comes to building that initial educational base, our source specifically points to Khan Academy as a top-tier platform offering foundational mastery for students. And listen, this isn't just about cramming a topic so you can pass some multiple-choice quiz. It's about achieving true mastery of the core concepts that everything else is built on. Think of it like pouring a concrete foundation before you build a house. If you try to frame a multi-story building on loose dirt, what happens? It collapses, right? It's the exact same thing in education. Grasping fundamental arithmetic or basic grammar is that concrete slab that supports higher-level calculus or advanced writing later on. That foundational mastery is absolutely crucial. Next up, part three, elite university curricula. Okay, so if Khan Academy is your concrete foundation, platforms like Coursera and edX are the grand, ivy-covered academic halls. These are your primary gateways to advanced, structured, higher-level academics in this digital space. The really crazy thing here is what these specific platforms actually do to the traditional education model. They completely remove historical gatekeeping. They're offering rigorous, university-level curricula and direct access to elite institutions. Historically, if you wanted to sit in on a lecture at Harvard, MIT, or Oxford, you had to pass brutal admissions processes, probably relocate across the globe, and take out massive loans to pay exorbitant tuitions. Now, you can practically stroll through those ivy-covered walls from your couch. You are getting the exact same high-quality instruction designed by the very same world-renowned professors delivered straight to your screen. It is literally the democratization of elite knowledge on a scale we previously thought was impossible. All right, part four, practical technical skills. Now, for those of you specifically looking to build actionable hands-on abilities, the text points us to some amazing resources like Free Code Camp and Google Digital Garage. We are stepping away from abstract academic theory here. This is all about acquiring the exact technical skills that modern employers are actively hunting for right now. Whether that's mastering responsive web design, getting deep into data analytics, or learning the nuts and bolts of digital marketing, these platforms give you immediate, actionable training. They bridge that massive gap between knowing how a technology works in theory and actually being able to build it and run it in a real-world business environment. And the explicit goal of utilizing these tools? It's to directly enhance your professional resume. This is where the Universal Classroom pays your bills. The modern job market has shifted in a huge way. Employers are increasingly valuing verified digital certifications and concrete portfolios over traditional degrees for a lot of these technical roles. It's about taking that highly targeted knowledge you've gained and turning it into tangible, marketable value that proves to a hiring manager, hey, I can execute this work from day one. Finally, part 5, choosing your path. So let's tie this whole shebang together. It really comes down to this. If your educational goal is student mastery, your ideal path is that foundational content on platforms like Khan Academy. Now, if you want that deep university rigor, you're going to seek out elite curricula through Coursera and edX. And if your target is immediate resume enhancement, you dive straight into practical skills with Free Code Camp and Google Digital Garage. It's this perfectly structured ecosystem that's designed to meet you exactly where you are. The core advice of the text boils down to this single, super empowering directive. You get to select specific tools based on your unique educational goals. The Universal Classroom doesn't force you into some rigid one-size-fits-all curriculum. You are the architect of your own learning journey. You're in complete control here, mixing and matching interactive environments, massive digital libraries, and elite lectures to suit exactly what you need to succeed right now. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to really chew on. Think about it. The traditional obstacles are completely gone. Foundational mastery, elite academic rigor, and hard practical technical skills are all just sitting right there at your fingertips. So, what are your unique educational goals? The Universal Classroom is wide open, the tools are waiting, and your next step is entirely up to you.